What's up, everybody? I'm Coach Zach with Team Criticalbench, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can heal and treat your very own diaphragm. I'm going to show you how you can massage it yourself. I'm going to show you how you can stretch it and strengthen it. Let's get it. Your diaphragm is an extremely important muscle for so many different functions of your body. Your diaphragm is a dome-shaped muscle that sits right along your ribs, and it's a really deep muscle, right? It goes from the front of your ribs to the back of your ribs and has attachments all the way down to your lumbar spine. Now, there are holes in your diaphragm that allow structures to go through. There's your esophageal hiatus, which if you have a hiatal hernia, this is the part that you have a lot of problems with. There's also a hole for your aorta as well as your vena cava. Now, your diaphragm is your primary breathing muscle. When you take a deep breath using your diaphragm is going to push down. When it pushes down, your organs stick out. That's why the term belly breath is called that way. It's just your organs being pushed out as your diaphragm pushes down. This allows more space for your lungs to be filled. Now, when you breathe with your diaphragm, you're activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Rest, digest, calm. Right? Now, you don't need your diaphragm to breathe. You can use your intercostals as well as your scalenes, but these muscles are a lot less efficient. They're not meant to breathe. You can use them, but you want to use your diaphragm. If you use these muscles to breathe, you're going to activate the sympathetic fight or flight nervous system. You don't want that. You want to be calm, relaxed, grounded. Now, your diaphragm has so many different connections to different parts of your bodies. It's connected through your fascial system to so many different parts of your body, as well as it goes from your ribs down to your lumbar spine. So having a dysfunctional diaphragm not only is going to affect your breathing, it can also affect your digestion, and it can affect so many different things in your body, right? A lot of times too, dysfunctional asymmetrical diaphragm can cause symptoms of lateral scoliosis, right? If you have one diaphragm that's a lot higher or a lot lower, then your spine's gonna follow that. Then you can walk around with a crooked spine. You can have scoliosis if your diaphragm is dysfunctional. Your diaphragm is also very close to your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve has so many different functions of your body, and if this diaphragm pushes into that nerve, there's a lot of problems that's going to come from that. Your diaphragm is also connected to your psoas. Now, if you know anything about anatomy or physiology, your psoas is an extremely important muscle, and I'll be making a separate video addressing how you can treat that muscle. So, all in all, your diaphragm is extremely important for so many different functions of your body, and now I'm going to show you how you can heal it. So for this self-massage technique, you're going to come down into a seat and you're going to sit on the edge of that seat. We're going to do each side separately, and one thing you should know about the anatomy of the body is that on your right side sits a very important and very large organ, which is your liver. So it might be a little bit harder to get under your ribs properly to be able to get your diaphragm. So just keep that in mind, don't force it. So the technique is we're going to use our fingers and we're going to curl in, try to get under the ribs. So you're going to lean forward, you can support your arms on your thighs, and then from here, you're going to take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, you're going to use your fingers to curl under the ribs. And then from here, you're going to do little frictions. So once you get under there, all you're going to do is this with your fingers. And if you find the tight spot, you're going to push, and you're going to hold, and you're going to breathe into it. So again, lean forward, thighs support the arms, get under the ribs, and then just little frictions. And right there's a tender spot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push, I'm going to hold, and I'm going to breathe. One other part that's important is you don't want to go right up in the middle where your xiphoid process is, because your abs, your rectus abdominis, your six-pack abs sit there. So you want to go a little lateral to that. Again, under the ribs, hook under there, little frictions. You can go all the way down to the bottom of your ribs, find any tight spots, and you're gonna hold that. Good. And then the same thing on the other side. So lateral to the six-pack, get under the ribs, lean forward. Little frictions. Side's a little less tight for me. There's not that much tight spots. Good. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna hold an inhale. All right, so we're gonna hit a different part of the diaphragm. We're gonna hold the inhale. So as it comes down, you're gonna hold that inhale, that breath in, and you're gonna do the same thing. It might be a little tougher to get in there, but you can. So take a deep breath in, lean forward, same thing. Hold the tight spots. Little frictions. You can take multiple breaths if you need, but you want to be doing the movement on the breath in. Same thing on the other side. Deep breath in, lean forward, the thighs support the arms. And that's how you can massage and treat your very own diaphragm. Now I'm gonna show you some myofascial release for your diaphragm. What you're gonna need is you're gonna need a soft ball. All right, I like to use a soft Yamuna ball. You don't wanna use anything hard because there's a lot of delicate structures there. Right? You got your viscera, you got your organs, you don't wanna mess things up there. So just use a soft ball that's pliable. Right? From here, we're gonna work on our front part, side part, and back part. So you're gonna come down, you're gonna bring it right under your ribs, right? Not on your belly, but right under your ribs, right where that xiphoid process is. Soft ball is important. From here, what you're gonna do is just lift up, inhale, exhale, kind of collapse down onto it. Inhale, exhale. Just kind of opening it up a little bit. If you feel any pain or any deep organ sensations, I know that's vague, but if you feel anything like that, then back off. And from here, you can kind of go from side to side. So staying in this position, just going from side to side, nice big breaths. Find a tender spot right there for me. You're just gonna hold that anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. Let that release, deep breaths, breathe into it. So that addresses the anterior portion of your diaphragm. Now we're gonna get to the lateral part. So you're gonna bring that ball to the side. You can use your arm as a pillow, or you can come all the way down. You're gonna find any tight spots. You can have both knees bent or maybe straight. Maybe it changes it for you. And from here, same thing. You're just gonna go forward and back, getting into the lateral portion of your diaphragm. Same thing, you can just fold on top of it, and back up, fold, exhale, and then back up. So you're going back and forth as well. Again, if you find a tight spot, like right there for me, try to breathe into that, expand your ribs into the ball. Good. Make sure you do the other side as well. I'm going to show you the posterior part. So from here, you want to be right around where your ribs are, your T-spine, right? A little bit maybe under towards your bra strap. If you're a girl, if you're a dude, then don't worry about it. From here, same thing, just melt over it, go side to side. All right, same line. So you can trace the line of your ribs, go all the way back. And that's where you want the ball. You can even work down towards your lumbar spine. Remember, your diaphragm attaches to your lumbar. So you can go side to side. Go nice back and forth. Maybe go to your low back a bit. Getting into those attachments. Right, this nice soft ball is really gonna allow your body to melt into it. If it's a hard ball, you're kind of going over a lot of bone, a lot of structures that are delicate. So just find something soft. There you go, myofascial release for your diaphragm. Next, I'm going to teach you how to properly breathe using your diaphragm. For this, you can grab a book, maybe start with a smaller book that's not as heavy, but as you work your way up to it, maybe you can take a bigger, heavier book. From here, you're just going to lay down on your back, place the book on your belly, right? From here, I want you to try to inhale and really push the book as far away from you as possible. So, and exhale. Now I know I cued push the book away from you as far as possible, but that doesn't mean arch your back and try to lift, right? If you need to, place your hand under your low back and press your low back down. Right? Keep that flat and then inhale. Exhale. Let it just melt back down. You might start without having much movement, but as you go, as you strengthen your diaphragm, as you get more connected to it, you'll be able to breathe and move that book. This next breathing exercise is going to train you to actually be able to use one side of your diaphragm and then the other. Now you might be like, why would you want to do that? The diaphragm works as a unit. That's true, but if you have an asymmetrical, unbalanced diaphragm, then this simple exercise can help correct that. If you have scoliosis that's caused by that, this can help that too. So what you're gonna do is place your hands on your ribs. Now your diaphragm also plays a part in kind of expanding the lower portion of your ribs as well as pushing the belly out. So what you're gonna do is hands on the ribs. With one hand, you're gonna keep that rib down. You wanna get no movement or as little movement as possible to that hand while you expand the other side. So from here, I'll be anchoring the left side, breath in, fill up the right. Exhale. Let it go. Same thing for the other side. Right side anchored. Try to keep it down. Inhale. And exhale. So for me personally, it's a lot easier for me to breathe and isolate the right side. It's a lot harder for me to just isolate the left. So for me, something I gotta work on. So again, one side anchored, hold it. The other side. Holding the right, expanding the left. This exercise might be a little bit harder to connect to, but give us some time, give us some effort, and you'll get good at it. Just a couple of stretches that'll help open up your diaphragm is basically you're gonna be back bending using the wall. So for this one, take it easy at first. The closer you are to the wall, the easier, further out, the more intense. From here, you're just gonna press your hips forward, squeeze your glutes, reach back, touch the wall, deep breaths. You can step a little further. Hold for 5 breaths, come back, shake it out. If you want to do a counter stretch, you can just reach down, touch your toes. It's very basic. All you're doing is reaching back, using the wall to hold you. and then coming back. Next one's a little more dynamic, takes a little bit more spinal flexibility and control of your spine. You're gonna be rotating, so around the world. So if my body's going to the left, I'm gonna use my right hand. It's gonna pivot on the wall. Just watch. From here, you're gonna lean over to the left, use my right hand on the wall, and then come back over the right. Come to center, reach over to the right, left hand on the wall, watch my hips, they go forward, and then come all the way. Back to the left, back to the right. Some stretches that you can use on the wall to help open up your diaphragm. Also, get some spinal flexibility. Now, I'll show you a yoga pose that'll help open up your diaphragm. It's gonna be ustrasana, camel pose. To all my fellow yogis out there, don't roast me in the comments for wearing shoes. This isn't a yoga video, I'm just showing you a yoga stretch. So from here, you're gonna come down to your knees. Right? You can decide whether you wanna flex your feet or have the tops of your feet down. The beginner version is having your hands right at your low back, kind of like if you had back pockets. And from here, all you're gonna do is press your hips forward, start from the top of your spine, work your way down, big back bend, opening up through your heart, opening up through your diaphragm. Right? More intermediate version is one hand coming down to the heel, other hand lifting up. Obviously, you do both sides. And then the full version is both hands at the heel, hips forward, letting the head drop down. Deep breaths, opening up through the diaphragm, through the heart, the chest. And then to come back, to support the low back, bring it back nice and slow. And then a nice counter stretch for that would be child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. Just kind of breathe here for a few breaths. Next stretch, I'm going to be using a big Swiss ball. This one's really relaxing. You can sit here for as long as you want. I love ending my workouts with this. So with this Swiss ball, it's very simple. All you're going to do is you're going to lay on it. You're just going to take the Swiss ball, lay on it, open up, let your arms fall back. Let your head rest. You can extend your legs if it's comfortable for you. And just deep breaths, right? All this is opening up. I'm opening up my diaphragm, opening up a lot more than just that as well. Deep, relaxing breaths. You can close your eyes, meditate, take a nap, do whatever. So relaxing, so passive, just like gravity and the ball do the work. All you gotta do is breathe. All right, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you start to incorporate some of these self-healing techniques into your own practice. You know, maybe even just one or two of them, and you might find that it's more effortless for you to take those deep diaphragmatic breaths. Right? If you love this video, go ahead and check out that pinned comment down below or anywhere else in this video. I made a video about how to heal a hiatal hernia, which is a great complement to this. So if you have any issues with that, if you have acid reflux or you think you might have a hiatal hernia, definitely a video that you should check out. As always, I'm Coach Zach, Team Criticalbench. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Yeah.